Okay, so keep on responding. First, let me just write the attendance.
Okay.
9 students, 12.
Miss, can I ask you something?
Yes, sure.
In 8D, was my name on the attendance sheet?
In 8B,
No, 8D. Your
8D,
class. Yes.
Rakshanda. No,
No.
no, not in 80. And on attendance sheet also. Yeah. Okay, Aisha Nawaz, then Bushra, Khatija, two Khatijas, Khatija Akram, Khatija Shah, also present, Kulsum, and who else? Mahnur, Maria.
Teacher, how many girls are present on campus today?
2.
2?
Mawa.
What?
Yes.
What?
Gania and Gania and Ashina, right? Yeah. Rakshanda.
Why only two?
Rakshanda's name is not over here, but I will write it.
Teacher, this must be because they're not providing the transport.
Yeah. Rakshanda present. Then we have Samin.
Present.
Zoha. Okay, Afsa is not here and Anfal is not here. Okay, let's start. Okay, we have to discuss the question answers. Okay, so let's do the question answers quickly and then we'll move to the new topic, which is heating and cooling curves. For these questions, I told you yesterday that no need to do them in copy. Okay, so I will send you the answer key of it. Okay, so state the names of the following physical changes. Yes, liquid to solid,
Freezing.
freezing, liquid to gas at a precise temperature,
Boiling.
boiling. Yes, precise means fixed. Okay, so if they're asking about precise or fixed temperature, so it means they're talking about boiling. And if they say at any temperature, then write evaporation. Okay, or if they don't say anything, if they just write liquid to gas, then you can write any. Okay, you can write evaporation also, or you can write boiling also. Okay, see, gas to liquid,
Condensation.
very good, condensation. Now, question number 2 is melting and boiling points of 3 pure substances are given. Okay, so these are pure substances and their fixed melting and boiling points are given to you in the table. The question is all 3 substances have negative values for their melting point. Which of them has the lowest melting point?
Methane.
Yeah, it's very clear because in negative sign, the highest number is considered as lowest value. Okay, so methane minus 182 degrees Celsius. It's the lowest melting point. Okay, B is which two substances are liquids at room temperature? And explain your answer. Liquids at room temperature.
One is ethanol and
Hmm?
mercury.
Yes, liquids at room. What is room temperature?
Mercury. 36 degrees Celsius. No, wait.
25. Yeah, normal room temperature 36 or 37 is the body temperature.
Sorry.
Okay, normal body temperature. Yeah, and room temperature is 25. So yeah, it's ethanol and mercury. Okay, you can see that melting point, melting points and boiling points. Okay, so for ethanol, if we see for ethanol minus 117 and its boiling point is 78. Okay, so boiling point of after boiling it's a gas, and before boiling it's liquid. So if you see the temperatures between minus 117 and 78, okay, then if you see these temperatures, then 25 comes in between. Okay, so it means that ethanol is liquid at room temperature. See this one, minus 117, minus 110, minus 100, minus 50, okay, then 0, 20, 50, 70, and then 78. Okay, just write the random temperatures, and you can see that 25, positive 25 comes in between here. So it means it's a liquid at room temperature. Okay, that's how you can see that is it liquid or not.
Okay.
For methane also you can check, okay, that what is its physical state at room temperature, because they can also ask you this question, that methane, as this is the melting point and this is the boiling point of methane, okay, and what is its physical state at room temperature. Physical state at room temperature means at 25, what is it? Is it solid, is it liquid, or is it gas? Okay, so for this one also you have to do
Gas.
this rough work. Yeah, methane is a gas. We know that methane is a gas. Okay, but if you want to know for any other thing, then you have to write some random numbers before and after the melting and boiling points to guess that between which temperature 25 is coming. Okay. Now see, what does the presence of an impurity have on freezing point of a liquid?
It will decreases the freezing point.
It will decrease. Okay, like if you remember the previous lecture, see, in this one I told you that the effect of impurity. So if the impurity is present, then melting point will decrease. Okay, and the boiling point will increase. So melting is solid to liquid. So obviously liquid to solid will also be, I told you that the effect will be the same. Okay, if there are two directions, two opposite directions between same physical states, then the effect will also be the same. So if the melting is decreasing, then the freezing will also decrease. And if the boiling is increasing, then condensation point will also increase. Is it clear?
Yes.
Or not?
Yeah. Yes.
What about you two? Okay, good. Now number 3. What do you understand by the word volatile when used in chemistry?
Ability to evaporate. Easy to evaporate.
Substance which can easily evaporate.
Yeah, very good. Easily evaporates, or which can evaporate easily. Okay, or you can write full also, the substance which can evaporate easily at any temperature or below boiling point. Okay, now put these 3 liquids in order of volatility, with the most volatile first, water, ethanoic acid, and ethanol, according to their ability to evaporate.
Then is water.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Okay.
is ethanoic acid.
Yes. What do you think, girls? The girls who are on campus, the 3 temperatures, 3 boiling points are given to you: 100, 128, and 78. Which one do you think will evaporate first? Very good. Very good. So ethanol ability is greater than water, and water is greater than ethanoic acid. Okay, part C. Table shows the melting and boiling points of 4 substances A to D. In which of these 4 substances are the particles arranged in a lattice, a regular structure at room temperature? Lattice structure. So, what is a lattice structure?
Is normal things.
Solid.
Yeah, it's a solid. Good. Lattice structure is the arrangement or definite. think this is definite, regular arrangement of particles. Okay, and we know that regular arrangement of particles exist in solid state. Okay, solid crystalline. Most of the time, this lattice word is used for crystalline substance. Okay, for crystals, solid crystals. So lattice is the word which is used for the arrangement of particles in crystals. Okay, solid crystals. So in this question, they are actually asking that which of these substances is solid at room temperature. Okay, so again, that type of question which melting and boiling point is given. So you have to see that which one is solid at 25.
B.
Which one do you think?
I think B, because the melting point is 80 degrees and room temperature is already passed, so it was solid at room temperature.
It's A, B, D.
A, B, D, all of them?
Yeah.
See the melting point, girls, that before melting, anything before melting is solid and after melting it's liquid. Okay, so the melting points are minus 115, 80, minus 91 and minus 23. Okay, so just see that before melting point, okay, in which of these 25 is coming in these random temperatures.
It's
You have to
B.
lower the temperature. Yeah. Yeah, so in which one of these 25 will come? In B.
Yep.
Okay, because all of the rest of them are in minus. And if we go back, then all of the values will come in minus. For this one also, minus 120, minus 130, minus 140. We are decreasing the temperature now because we are going towards solidification. Okay, we are freezing it. We are lowering the temperature. Okay, so in this one, the minus is coming. So there is no chance of 25 coming in this. Right? Because all of them are in minus. And here also minus 91.
It's A, B, D.
How is it
A,
A, B?
B, and D also. Why do you think it's A?
Because there is a positive number, so there must be a 25 in the middle.
No, 25 will not come in the middle. See, its melting point is minus 115 and its boiling point is 78. Before boiling, it's liquid. So if 25 comes here in the middle, if you think that 25 comes here, so it means it's a liquid. And if 25 comes here after boiling, which in this case 25 will come here. Yeah, yes, okay, no, it will come before it in liquid stage, like 1 minus 110, minus 100, minus 50, 0, okay, then positive numbers 25, 30, and then 70. Okay, so 25 comes here, so it means this substance is liquid at room temperature. Okay, they're asking about the solid, that which one is lattice. Did you get it?
No.
See, solid state they're asking in the question, they have asked us about the solid state. Okay, that which out of these substances, A, B, C, or D, which is a solid at room temperature? Solid. They are not asking about liquid or gas. Okay, so the solid state will come before melting, because before melting everything is solid. Okay, so we have to see that before melting, the temperatures before melting, in which of the temperatures 25 is coming, positive 25. So that substance will be solid at 25.
So it's only B
Okay,
and
that's
D.
why I wrote on the B, because in rest of them, the melting point, okay, don't see the boiling point because they are talking about lattice, solid. Okay, this is just to confuse you. Don't see the boiling because boiling is related to liquid and gas, and we want solid. Okay,
Okay, get it.
so melting, yeah, see all the melting points. Okay, and in the melting points you have to see that before these melting points where the 25 temperature is coming, in which one 25 is coming before melting. So in B, it's coming because B is positive. Rest of them will come in negative. In rest of them, if you write the temperatures before melting, all of them will be negative. So there's no chance of 25 coming in this, in those, in A, C, and D.
Please,
If there's still any question or confusion,
the D part, can you explain that as well?
D1, yeah, because in DC, minus 23. So if you go back, if you go towards solidification, so it means you are decreasing the temperature further. Okay, so minus 23, minus like 30, minus 40, minus 50, because you are decreasing the temperature. Okay, and in minus sign, when you increase the values, it means that you are decreasing it. Okay, the low value. So 30, minus 40, minus 50, all of the values are coming in minus. Okay, in this one also minus 100, minus 150, minus 200, all values are coming in minus. That is only B part, B substance, in which the values are coming in positive when you decrease. Okay, 80, 70, 60, 50, 25, 20, so 25 will come here in solid. Got it?
Yes.
These type of questions are very important. Okay, so in past papers, these questions will come. They can come that melting and boiling points are given to you, and they can ask you about any state, that which one is liquid at room temperature, or which one is solid at room temperature, or which one is gas at room temperature. Okay, or instead of room temperature, they can give you any temperature, like at, for example, at 90 degrees Celsius. What is its physical state at 90 degrees Celsius? So you have to write these like random numbers before and after the melting and boiling points to guess that where the 90 degrees Celsius is coming. Okay, so we'll practice some of the past paper questions like this also, inshallah. Okay, right now, just on the weekend, whenever you get time, just go through these questions again. And I will, inshallah, upload these lectures also, so you can see the lectures, and you can listen the recording also again. Bell rang quickly. No, the period is not ended. Okay, question number 4. Iodine is often seen as an example of a substance that changes directly from solid to gas. Okay, so iodine shows sublimation. So it changes directly from solid to gas. However, the data books that give the standard physical measurements for substances show values for the melting point and boiling point. Okay, so they are saying in the question, it is in the statement, that iodine sublimes. It shows sublimation. Okay, but in the data books, when you see the data of iodine, there is a melting point and boiling point. So it means that iodine will melt. Okay, and boiling point means the liquid iodine will boil. That is why we have melting and boiling points in the data book. Okay, but it shows sublimation. Explain why iodine seems to miss out the liquid stage if crystals are heated strongly in a tube. Miss out. They're asking why iodine seems to miss the liquid stage. If in a boiling tube, there are solid crystals of iodine, okay, solid, and we heat the test tube, then the solid starts changing into gas. Okay, there will come a liquid stage, but it passes very quickly. It will pass very quickly because the answer is that when we heat the test tube directly, okay, when we heat it directly, liquid stage passes very quickly that we cannot even realize. Okay, that we don't realize that there is a liquid stage. That is why we cannot see it, and that is why we say that it shows sublimation. It seems like solid is directly changing into gas. There's no liquid stage, but there is. Okay, but it passes very quickly. That's why we cannot realize. We don't realize it. And part B is, suggest how you could demonstrate that iodine can melt to form a liquid at room temperature. So how could you prove that there is a liquid stage?
There is a liquid stage, but it's very fast.
But how could you demonstrate?
Low speed?
Hmm?
Lower down the heat, just,
No, not lower down, heating slowly. Okay, not decreasing the temperature. We heat it. Okay, we will heat it. We will change the solid into gas. But if we want to see that there is a liquid stage in between, so we have to heat it very, very slowly. Okay, so in a water bath, so we will use a water bath. A water bath is that it's a container, it's a container or a beaker which contains water in it. Okay, so we heat the container, we heat the water, we don't heat the test tube directly. Okay, we heat the water, and because of the water, this test tube gets heat. Okay, so this is a very slow heating method by which you can easily see the liquid stage in iodine. So if you heat it slowly, then you can actually see. Otherwise, iodine has the capacity to absorb the heat very quickly. So the liquid stage passes very fast, so we cannot see it. But if you want to see it, then we have to heat it very slowly.
Okay.
Okay, so these are the 4 questions. Okay, right now we discuss them. Now the next topic is I want to give you the introduction of it. So there are few minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes, 10 minutes are left. Okay, so we can do this. Now heating and cooling curves. This is a new topic, and this topic is really important. Okay, so like in the middle of the chapter, I will tell you that which topics are important and you need more focus on them. Okay, like previously I told you about these melting and boiling point questions, that those type of questions are very important. Okay, so secondly, these heating and cooling curves are very important. Okay, what are these curves actually? They are graphs. Okay, these are the graphs, and they are separate. There are 2 types of graphs. Heating curve is separate. Heating curve is separate, and cooling curve is separate. Okay, so 2 graphs. And in these graphs, it will show us the states of matter, that what is the state of that substance, okay, physical state. And number 2, it will tell us about the phase changes, the state changes or phase changes. In a, it's a graphical form, you can say, okay, a graphical representation of physical states and their changes. Okay, heating curve is when you increase the temperature, what will happen? Okay, and cooling curve is when you decrease the temperature. When you increase the temperature, then obviously you are going from solid to liquid and liquid to gas. And when you are decreasing the temperature, then it's from gas to liquid and liquid to solid. And this graph is between, obviously it's a graph, so there will be x-axis and y-axis. Okay, so it's at these graphs are between temperature and time. That with the passage of time, in heating curve, with the passage of time we will increase the temperature. Okay, and in the cooling curve, with the passage of time we will decrease the temperature. This is the introduction of it. Did you get it? We will
Yes.
plot graphs. Okay, now let's start with the heating curve first. Okay, so in heating curve, this is the experimental setup. Okay, the setup which we will do. So if we will take a water bath. Okay, water bath, I told you that this is a very slow method of heating. Okay, so very slowly we will heat it. Okay, in this test tube we will take the material or the solid substance which we want to heat. Okay, so we will heat it very slowly. It will start to melt, and after melting it will turn into gas. Okay, and we can note down the temperature also with the thermometer. Temperature will go up in heating curve and temperature will come down in the cooling curve. Okay, right now it's heating curve that we are doing. On y-axis we will take temperature, and on x-axis we will take time. Okay, and we will see that with the passage of time, as the time passes, and when we increase the temperature, at which temperature that particular substance will melt, and at what temperature this substance will boil. Okay, that's heating curve. So let's say we have taken a solid, anything like, for example, let's take a metal. Okay, metals, we all know that metals are solid at room temperature, right? Metals are solids. So let's take a metal. So at zero time, when we have not starting heating it, okay, we have not started heating it, then it's at 25. At zero time, it's 25. It's a solid state. Now we are heating it. The temperature will rise. Okay, online girls, are you with me?
Yes, teacher, I have a question. Yeah. When
Yes.
the heating curve increases, the cooling curves decrease.
No, they are separate. Don't mix them.
Okay.
Heating curve is separate. There will be no effect of heating curve on cooling curve and cooling curve on heating curve.
So it's based on the
Okay.
graphs.
Yeah, they're separate graphs. Heating graph is separate and cooling graph is separate. I am just drawing the heating curve right now. First. Okay. When we are heating the substance, the solid substance. Okay, so this is solid. Okay, I'm writing S for solid. We have started heating it, so the temperature is rising. Okay, temperature rises. A time comes when the temperature becomes same for some time. Okay, temperature becomes same means when you note down this here, so this temperature becomes same at one time. This means that this area is representing that the solid is melting now. A phase is changing from solid to liquid. Okay, when the graph becomes still, when the temperature does not rise, it becomes same. This is melting. And after melting, when it has turned into liquid, then again the temperature starts rising because we are heating it continuously. This is liquid stage. Okay, till here, are you with me, girls?
Yes,
Here.
teacher. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, solid temperature is increasing. A time comes when it becomes same. When the temperature becomes same, it means that some phase change is happening. Okay, so solid is changing into liquid. Now, when it has turned into liquid, then the liquid starts rising. Liquid temperature starts rising, and a time comes again when this temperature becomes still or same. So again, some phase change is occurring here. So as we are heating it, so definitely liquid is changing into gas, which is boiling. Okay, so this temperature will remain the same. So we can note it down, and we can say that at this temperature is the boiling point of that particular substance. Okay, we can note down the temperatures from here: the melting temperature, melting point, and boiling points. And then again, when it has turned into gas, then again temperature starts rising. Okay, so this is heating curve. In heating curve, the temperature rises. And it tells us about the states. Like number 1, I told you that it will tell the states. So solid state, when the temperature is increasing, liquid and gas. Okay, so in the states, when there is a physical state, then the temperature increases. And when there are some changes happening, then the temperature remains constant. Okay, and the heating curve goes up from down to up like this. Now let's see the cooling curve. Okay, these diagrams, I think they are present in the previous book, but not in this book. In this book, it's written really in a short form. But these diagrams will come, like they can come in the exam, in past papers or MCQs. Okay, so
Miss, what will
I'm
we do
explaining
with
you
the
this in
graphs?
detail so that you won't get confused.
So you said that these can.
Sorry, your voice, I cannot hear you.
you said that these can come in the past paper. So what we so we can
Yeah, they. Your voice is glitching a lot better. Can someone please tell me what she's saying?
Miss, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I was saying that you said that these graphs should come in the past papers. So what will
Yes.
we do in these graphs? Because it's like already should be mentioned like what states they change into.
Yeah, they can ask you the questions that which part of the graph is showing liquid stage or which
So
part
we'll
of the
mark.
graph is showing melting.
Oh,
So you
okay.
have to, yeah, see that in MCQs mostly it will come like this, like A is written, okay, A, this is B, this is C, this is D. So they will ask you that from A, B, C or D, which part is representing melting? Okay, so you will say B is representing melting. And which is representing D or boiling, then D is the answer.
Yeah.
Okay, so they can ask you small questions like this. A or C is liquid, solid state and liquid state. Hmm. They are not phase changes. They are just it's just increasing in temperature. Okay, the solid temperature is increasing, and they can ask you that what is the temperature at melting. Maybe they will give you the graph, proper graph in numberings. Okay, and they can ask you that at which temperature it is melting. So you have to put the scale and see that what is the temperature of melting. Okay, then you have to write the temperature. What is the temperature of boiling, like this. Okay, so we will solve inshallah the past papers with some of the questions related to this. Okay, you will get an idea how they will come. Okay girls, the time is up. Okay, for the cooling curve inshallah we'll do it next week. Okay, I have a little homework for you, just note it down. That is that read topic 1.2, page number 11, 12, 13. Okay, just give it a reading because you're already familiar of this kinetic particle theory. So go through these 3 pages, okay, so that I'll cover it very quickly inshallah next week. We will not waste time on this.
Okay, teacher.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay beta, you
Allah
can go.
Hafiz.
I'll see you next week inshallah. Allah Hafiz. Okay girls, you can also go. Okay, Allah Hafiz and have a nice weekend. Allah Hafiz.